皆さんこんにちは、やまけいです。ゲーム実況 Nba2K21 マイキャリア試合やっていきたいと思います。今日は SG 編です。モデルはスタークスです。番号が3がなかったんで12になってますけど、ここ SG 編行ってみたいと思います。
In at the two guard, and for Detroit at the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Round out there with Derrick Rose, and it's Maker in at center. Do you remember, Greg, if you watched the standings very much when you played?
You know, we were always aware of it, and a lot of that had to do with the goals. I remember early in my career playing for the Knicks, we were trying to win championships, and we talked a lot about home court and having that come postseason time. So you were absolutely aware of where you were because of the goals you set, but I think that also changes depending on who you are as a team. If you're a championship caliber team that's won it, and maybe you're in the midst of a dynasty run, it may not matter as much because you know how good you are and you can win no matter where the venue.
Free throws from Griffin.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Starks outside. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Stiff against Rose. Stiff kicks to Starks. Clock at 6. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Quarter outside. Tries to keep it alive. They get it back. And now just over a minute played here in the first. The kick out to Brown. Outside Rose. Top of the key, Griffin. Just 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. Rose can't hit.
And as he gets older, we've seen Derrick Rose coming out of his shell a bit more. Early in his career, he was wary of strangers and the media. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And growing up, Derrick Rose protected by his family from the dangers of Chicago. Then, Greg, after starting at the University of Memphis, he was drafted by his hometown Bulls.
Anointed a savior from day one. You talk about a life under the microscope. Sports writers picking him apart, rabid fans wanting a piece. In a lot of ways, it's probably better for him not playing in Chicago.
Pass to Porter. Here is Stiff. 9 points last game out.
Flashing the ability to extend his range. Drummond understands how to fit in today's NBA.
Rose passes to Griffin. Maker with the ball. Defended by Drummond. Here is Stiff. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Count it. Good.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Here's Rose. 4-point game. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now, you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Passes it to Griffin. Back to Rose. A 3-ball. 6 to shoot. Porter pulls it in.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And here's Love for 3. Drills it from outside.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Home court didn't seem to help it. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Outside Griffin. Now the pass to Rose. Over Love. And that one hits back iron.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
On the court for Cleveland, we've got Starks. Kevin Love out there with Porter. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Stiff in at point guard. Rose against Stiff. Shot on the wing. They get it again. Starks against Brown. It's another look. And there's the nice layup by Griffin. Griffin's got 6 points.
And ever since entering the league, that's been one of Griffin's favorite ways to score, attacking that offensive glass.
Drummond with it. Picked up by Brown. And it's Drummond missing. And for the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off a good outing against Chicago. Rose passes to Maker. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Maker's got his first points of the night. Cleveland leading by 9. Outside Porter. And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. And here's Love. 6 points for him. Over Maker. Again, the Cavaliers score.
Well, you like to see Kevin Love operate from there. Yes, he can shoot the three, but he's also a dangerous interior scorer.
And for years now, GA, Kevin Love, one of the better outside shooting big men in the game. He can really light it up.
I tell you, when Love gets it going, he is hard to slow down. Great on the catch and shoot. Hard to believe it wasn't a large part of his game until he was established in the NBA.
And it's Brown missing. For Cleveland, they've gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Pass to Starks. Over to the wing. Here is Steph. Pass to Drummond. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Love. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Wood, he's checked in for Maker. Luke Kennard comes in for Tony Snell. Jordan McRae, he's checked in for Brown. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Drummond. Nance comes in for Kevin Love. Eddie Osman, he's checked in for Porter. And it's Sexton in for Steph. Here's Galloway. Misses off the left iron.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And then slams it in.
Boy, you have got to get Larry Nance Jr. out of the paint. If not, he's going to dunk all over you.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. A pass to Wood. Here's Galloway. A 14-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn. Pass to Kennard. And Thompson sends it back.
That's where Thompson's length comes into play. You think you can sneak a shot over him, but he'll swat it right back at you.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And so to be Kevin Love with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Derrick Rose is out there with Brown, and it's Maker in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group for Detroit right now. Greg, when you played for the Knicks, I always heard that Charles Oakley would cook for the players. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oak was very particular about his food. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around the kitchen. And to be honest, I would never tell him otherwise.
Well, what was his special?
Whatever he made, it was special. It wouldn't matter.
Rose drains it from 17 feet out.
We've seen this a time or two. Derrick Rose in the mid-range doing work.
Stiff kicks to Starks. Drummond in the post. That one good for 2. Drummond's got 6.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Rose with the ball. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them.
Good.
Rose has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, because of his toughness, Rose does this with regularity. It's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
Portis, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Porter looking it over. Pass to Stiff. Here is Porter. Starks with it. Picked up by Brown. Here's Stiff. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. He has 5.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3. Terrific play calling. Everything clicking out of the gates here.
And at last season's trade deadline, Andre Drummond traded away basically for a second-round pick. A shockingly low return for a guy who was once considered a franchise player.
Starks outside. Passes it to Portis. Shoots over Henson. Keeps it alive. And Drummond is right there. And the Cavaliers lead by 19.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Pistons. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Here's Mikhailuk. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Henson. Rebound Andre Drummond. And Greg, why is it that the Pistons got so little in exchange for Drummond?
Well, I think he was an impending free agent. I think Detroit looking to rebuild. Also, it says something about the center position in today's game.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. The Cavaliers have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. So both teams changing it up here. Free throw no good for Starks. We hear about the extinction of great NBA big men. Do you see it that way? And if so, Greg, is the game that has changed or perhaps a dip in the talent at that position that has changed?
You know, you think back to the likes of Russell, Wilt, Kareem, and Hakeem and Robinson and Shaq. Someone said, well, we just got lucky. But in a lot of ways, we still have the dominance of the big man. They just play more outside of the paint, right? You know, Giannis.
Yep.
You look at what he can do. Anthony Davis and the way he plays the game. I mean, LeBron, in essence, is a big man. I mean, you still can dominate the game as a big. It's just that you now can actually, in some respects, have more impact because you're involved in more facets of the game.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. 1:29 left to play in the third. There's the pass to Kennard. Here's McRae. Drills the three-pointer. McRae's got his first 3 points of the game.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Here's Thompson. The second chance effort stolen by Henson. 58 seconds left in the third quarter. Basket counts.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Starts the pass to Thompson. Whistle blows. That's going to be a travel.
Boy, his ball security flawless in the first half, but since then, it's an absolute disaster.
Griffin's checked in for Henson. Garland, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And that was a great replay we just saw of our mobile one block.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
Here's Griffin. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Pass to Wood. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Still, Griffin has insane hops.
Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Makers checked in for Wood. McRae has come in for Tony Snell. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Langston Galloway. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Andre Drummond's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Porter comes in for Larry Nance. Starks checked in for Sexton. And Stith is subbed in for Garland. On the court for Cleveland, they've got Drummond. Porter is out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Starks. And it's Stith in at the point. So nice passing by Cleveland here. And taken away by Brown. Outside Rose. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. To the inside. Deflects the pass. A nice shot by Griffin.
And that's just too easy. When Griffin gets to that area of the floor, expect him to finish.
Stith the pass to Porter. Starks against Brown. Here is Stith. And a wide open look for Porter. Another three for Cleveland.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Here's Griffin. Love grabs the board.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Outside Porter. Drummond up top. Out to the right wing. Rose against it. And again, it's Cleveland.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Cavaliers.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so, created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Well, definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And so checking out the record for these guys, tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
Okay.
32 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Wallace with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Porter in the corner. Dishes to Drummond. The feed to Starks. Love outside. Back to Starks. Rebound by the Pistons. And now the Pistons fast break. And here's Rose outside. The putback. Porter pulls it in. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up.